All right, welcome one and all to the greatest media team coverage of Cold Hollow Classic, stop number 13 on the Disc Golf Vermont Tour. This is Angus Barstow, sitting next to Johnny Betts. Looking forward to doing this coverage for you guys. How you feeling today, Johnny?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Angus, for being here. This is the Cold Hollow Disc Golf course, one of my favorites to play. First time doing any kind of coverage on this course, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, big thanks to Raivis and Bobby Martino for doing the camera work, and Dana Carpenter for doing the drone work. Looks like we're about to get started. Chris Young, the tournament director, and the heart and soul of the Disc Golf Vermont Tour, is going to announce the name shortly. Got a few shots at the Pro Shop, one of the great standouts of Cold Hollow. They've got an amazing setup there, and one of the most iconic hole ones, I think, in all of Vermont. Oh, and look, there's a good Papa Chuck sighting right there as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
He was having a good time this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Cracking the first cold one of the day, probably. We got a good motley crew going out this morning. This will be great.
So yeah, we're starting on hole 1, 380 feet of par 3. You'll see pretty much every kind of disc get thrown on this opening hole. I think everywhere between distance drivers, and I know Hunter Martin likes to throw his putters farther than many of us can throw anything yet.
All right, we're going live with our feature card here. Our feature card for the 2022 Cold Hollow Classic. Leading things off, first in the tee box, our current points leader in the MPO division, Clayton Davis.
I believe Clayton's throwing his Halo Destroyer on this one.
Oh, that's looking like a nice flick.
Hard to see from here, but it almost skipped in twice.
Let's check out the replay here.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
We couldn't see this from the box, but ends up getting an absolutely brutal roll. We were expecting him to be
wow.
parked,
In the
and
box. Sporting his Crocs. Mr. Angus Barstow.
What are you throwing here, Angus?
I'm throwing a Champion TL3 actually.
Nice.
At any point, if you want to fade.
I returned it a little, but slide it out enough.
A little bit behind the basket, or
Yeah, past near that cluster
Next
of
to
birches.
tee, our birthday boy, turning 50, the owner of Black Falls Disc Golf Course, Johnny Betts.
Very thoughtful of them to throw an entire tournament for your birthday, Johnny, don't you think?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. It's pretty awesome. Great friends here, Cold Hollow.
And rounding things out here, our feature card for the Cold Hollow Classic, half of Johnny's age, one of our favorites, Hunter Martin.
Probably throwing a putter here.
Yeah, he was throwing his AVR3 and getting it. I mean, I've seen him put his pin high on this shot. That slow disc, pretty impressive.
Excellent young player in Vermont.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see what his future holds.
Yeah, really compact form.
Okay,
incredibly
Hunter
smooth.
don't care about trees.
He ended up just a little bit early and right, but I still have to look at the pin for qualifying.
Yeah, those trees over on the right can be a little dangerous. It looks like I got through. Okay.
And here's Hunter. Looks like he has a small window. Yeah, wisely landed up. The big slope that's after that pin can get pretty gnarly if you go long. This is my shot that went past. Got a kind of a low ceiling. Tried to spin it.
Looks like you're about 50 feet or so.
Yeah, thereabouts. Don't even give it a chance. You see how far Clayton rolled on this one. Pretty
Yeah,
brutal.
he went far. This is a tough one to get a 2 on, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It's doable. It's a good one to get. Everybody will be taking their pars on this hole.
Yeah, a great starting hole with the downhill and throwing out of the barn is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's one of the signature holes on the course.
For sure.
It's a beautiful hole.
I think I hit that 3 second. Just look closer then.
Another iconic hole here, hole 2. You got to get over the pond. 270 feet to the pin, probably 180 to get over the pond, maybe a little farther.
Yep. This one can be tough in the wind, especially if you have a crosswind.
Yeah.
It can really blow you to the right.
The drone's gonna be flying down the main gap, which is a long turnover with the backhand or a high swing forehand. But there's also an inside gap you can take if you want.
Clayton's gonna throw his flick.
Do it.
It's a great shot for this hole.
Absolutely, throwing his Firebird. He's an absolute magician with that disc.
Nice shot, Clayton.
Case in point, yeah. I'm throwing a pig here.
Beat them.
Pops out a little early.
Ooh.
What are you throwing that on, Johnny?
I threw my old Comet, ESP Comet on that one. I didn't get the trajectory I wanted on that, but I landed fairly close.
This Hunter, this is like his signature shot, turning over a swan, a soft swan, and gets it a little early, but still has a look.
That was a nice shot by Hunter.
Yeah.
They hit that lane.
He's got sneaky distance, this kid. It's pretty tremendous.
Very smooth. Lots of power.
Yeah. Yeah, he's someone he's kind of mastered throwing discs high in the air and just letting him glide out. It's a real weapon.
A nice bit of that one, Angus.
Yeah, thought it was good out of the hand. Fell a little short.
As you can see, this green is very guarded, so its placement is key on this hole.
Yeah, looks like you made it up to that other inside gap. Even in a good look.
Yeah, that would have been a nice one to get.
Yeah.
Good too.
Clayton's on the board.
Nice too, Clayton.
For those of you who haven't seen Clayton play, you'll see forehands all day out of this guy, but you can throw any shot shape you want with it. My nemesis, the straddle putt. I'll take them if they're from 10 feet, though.
All right, we got hole 3, uphill, 333 feet.
Probably plays what, 410?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah, wide open, but it's one of those tricky shots where to nail the angle on the height, given how far up you're going, it can be pretty tricky.
Usually a tailwind on this hole. So
Yeah.
you can get away with throwing something a little bit understable.
This is viewing down at the box for Clayton shot. Yeah, that's a mash. I'm throwing an old destroyer on this. And too low.
Too low, that's, yep. That's a common mistake on this hole.
What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing that was another one too low.
Yeah. We ended up in similar places if I remember correctly.
That was a Thrasher.
Yeah.
And here we go, Hunter
With his Wraith, absolutely munches it.
yeah, that's a beauty.
Yeah.
Smooth, right next to the basket. That's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, closest to the pin for the entire weekend on that.
Perfect height. Excellent shot, Hunter.
Doesn't get much better than that. Absolutely incredible. Johnny, you and I are probably 110 out, maybe. We both landed pretty early.
Yeah.
Angus, where are you going?
I proceed to cook mine very long.
That's a tough one throwing uphill like this, you know?
Yeah.
It's not an easy play. Oh, Clayton just missed that one. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the putting woes started on hole 3 here, and it took a while to get off, but one of those key, you know, got to get the momentum going early on this course if you want to putt well.
All right, so we had a birdie, a bogey, and 2 pars on that hole.
Yeah, absolutely park from Hunter's Drive. Yeah, I just heard Clayton saying he thinks it's the hardest hole to 2.
One of them for sure.
Yeah,
What do you
it's
think
right
the
up
average
there.
on that hole was, if you could guess?
I'd guess, I don't know, 3.5, 3.8 maybe.
It actually played pretty well. They it turned out to be a 2.95, so just under
Wow, I'm
par.
surprised. Wow, that's shocking. Here to hole 4, probably the other signature hole. They got this amazing green here with the ring of stones and the elevated basket. Going downhill at it. See a lot of putters, a lot of mid-ranges. There's Hunter with a glow AVR 3. Same hole we threw on hole.
Looks like he's
hole
going
1.
right at it. Oh, nice shot, Hunter.
Yeah, we thought it might go in.
That would have been tasty.
That would have
Had the
been.
perfect height on it.
Pretty cool.
Beautiful views from this hole too. Looking right towards Canada.
So I believe this tickled a few branches and then, yeah, almost drops in anyway. It would have been miraculous. Here's Clayton from the zone.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Ends far left. It's really tricky over in there. There are very few lines.
I'm throwing a zone here. Always go for the big hyzer.
Great shot, Johnny.
Yeah, and that's really the play to get in on that circle of rocks. It's hard to land on it and stay on it. You want to contact early and then skip up onto it.
Yeah, you do not want to overthrow this hole. It's not good behind the basket.
Johnny didn't give me that advice before I lined up this pig shot. I thought I might drop.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
Look at that go.
Ends a good 50 plus long, almost hit Bobby, who was filming back there. Here's Clayton's look. Pretty obstructed. Yeah. But he's set up right for an easy 3. I thought, given how uphill it was, I couldn't throw too high. Mistaken. And there's my comeback to 3.
Nice par save, I guess.
There's Hunter's 2. He's getting rolling. Great 2 for you as well.
Two pars, 2 birdies.
This is a sneaky hole. It's maybe the shortest on the front 9,
Yes,
but very technical. Often when you think you've hit the height or the line perfectly, you hit something a little late, you get cut down. You're descending right to left. You can really throw any forehand or backhand shot given the range. Just want to make it over the stone wall, really, on the wood chips.
this hole played as a 2.5, so it was one of the easier holes on the course. People did pretty well on this one. What's Hunter throwing here?
I'm just throwing an R-Pro pig.
Great shot right there. Good shot, right?
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you just want to nail the speed on this one to make sure it doesn't dribble long.
Through it.
I'm throwing a zone again.
Head done.
Yeah, absolutely parked on that one.
Just missed that tree.
Yeah, that's how you draw it up.
Stay over.
Tip it.
See, even with that right to left, Clayton's still playing the forehand right down on the green. I'm playing with a Rhino on this, trying to follow Clayton's line.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
That looked like it worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah, and then I got this kind of miraculous roll back uphill. Wish I could say I planned it, but hey.
Stay.
And for a minute, I thought that was going to count with the new PDGA rule, but it fell out of the basket.
Oh boy. Nice 2 for Clayton.
I almost managed to make that putt look difficult too, Johnny, but you know, sometimes they just don't feel good.
Yeah, the nerves get to you,
Yeah,
especially at the beginning of the tournament.
absolutely.
Hole number 6, 248 feet, par 3. Beautiful hole with a little stone wall.
Yeah,
the green.
getting up over this stone shelf is really key, and it's tough to do given the line.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah, and it's got a, you know, it's left to right, but to get it to, I don't know, to get that speed right without, you know, going by it is tricky.
No. Get through.
I cut that one off a little bit early.
Came back to the middle of the fairway though, if I remember, so not too steep. Clayton with his tie-dye Firebird.
All right.
Right up there, though.
He got up there.
Yeah, it's right up there. Worthy of the slow motion. Yeah, that's a tremendous shot on this hole. It's tough to get really, really close.
What are you throwing here, Angus?
This is a star Croc, just wildly overstable. Don't quite hit it hard enough. Hit pretty early.
Don't really see Hunter ever throw any flicks.
No, as he says, if you see him throwing it, it means the previous shot was a disaster. I tried to give this a bit of a run, but with the ceiling, it was tough.
Yeah, that's a fairly tight approach.
Yeah,
Yeah, Johnny.
you and I both. Yeah, forehand up, walk away with the 3.
Come on, do it.
Oh, great run.
Yeah, that looked nice from here.
Here you go, Hunter.
Hunter throws those putters both off the tee and putting. And he's very, very solid. Is that a in of a birdie I just saw you throw in there?
Yep, that's my my trusty birdie. I'm using that disc for over 20 years.
A classic. There's Clayton for the easy too. It's a good hole to get a 2 on. I doubt many people birdied it.
Hole number 7, par 4, 420 feet. This is a very difficult drive.
Yeah, and
Beautiful.
it's tight once you get in here. I mean, you can think you got a great drive and then find out you're even in the fairway. You've got a lot to contend with. You can see the drones just dancing left and right just to get up to the green.
Yeah, this is a placement shot off the tee.
Get down.
Clayton used that same Firebird as on the previous hole. He just spears through the gap. There's a pretty tight inside gap, and you can take the outside gap here with the backhand, but
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
yeah, it flirts with danger.
That's a very bad spot to be in. Right, just do that.
Come out of it, please.
Trying to follow Clayton's line with the T-Bird 3. It turns a little, but gets through clean and push the far side of the fairway.
Yeah, this hole gets me a lot. I very rarely have a decent drive off
Yeah,
this
that was a
hole.
little spooky.
I'm not surprised
But,
what happened on that one.
Yeah, Hunter, yet again, just going to the putter. So consistent with that backhand shot. Yeah, you can see Johnny's already banking off to the left. Never a good sign.
No, this is no man's land over here.
Smart, John.
I think the pitch out was really the only play you had, right?
That was it. You
Yeah,
know,
it's brutal.
just hoping I can get my third shot up here. That's no good.
Yeah, this fairway is very, very tricky. Tough break after tough break.
I gotta bring my chainsaw out here.
You see, you can push pretty far along into the woods, and I wish the camera got to see what I was looking at there.
Yeah,
I got incredibly lucky.
that was impressive. Hunter landed in a great spot. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it almost rings it up for the 2. That would have been incredible. See how far Clayton got up here.
That was a beautiful drive.
Yeah, tremendous.
Right in the gap.
He's known for forehanding in from that kind of range as well with the stabby putt. He's very, very consistent with it. Here's Hunter out. Went long, but still has a window. What a putt.
Excellent putt, Hunter.
Yeah.
Nice birdie.
Building that circle 2 percentage, because he was definitely, 40 feet probably. Perfect height, perfect speed.
I think Johnny's busy. I'll go.
What'd this score average? It's a pretty tricky one.
This scored as a under par, 3.86.
All right.
So played really well, except for me. I probably skewed those averages quite a bit on that 6 I just took there.
Thank God that's
Yeah, but it
already.
was a 1 putt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
walk it off.
Johnny?
Sick.
Yeah. Brutal trees on that one.
What's your thoughts on this hole coming up here, Angus? Hole number 8?
So hole number 8's pretty it's pretty sneaky. It's narrow in the beginning, and then you got a few things to miss, even if you get through that initial gap. Typical play is the right-handed hyzer and then kind of skipping up to the green. There is a very narrow alley directly in front. I imagine they got that line inspired from some of the black ball silver layup. Here's Clayton, I believe, throwing his old Buzz.
Yeah, I like to use a skip play on this
Yep.
hole with a high-speed driver. Seems to work fairly well.
I'm throwing a very beat-in pig. It's a pig that no longer flies the way a pig typically does. Once you put it out, it only turns.
Yeah, dog.
That might.
Nice one, Angus.
And I was happy with this. I thought, oh, that's, finally a chance to get a putt for 2.
All right.
Ends up leaking a little long, but, still fine with that. Here's Hunter also throwing a pig. Perfect height.
A nice skip, too.
Yeah, that's really the play on this one.
What a kid.
That little love tap was phenomenal.
Yeah, and I think yours scooted a tree, but it set it perfectly right on line.
I believe I threw a Firebird on that
Yep.
drive.
I heard tell of someone actually taking the center gap in practice on this hole the night before with a tomahawk, and he aced it. And look at that putt. Gliding it in.
Heard some donkeys out in those woods.
Yeah. El Rancho Burro. There you go. So now it's a bit farther out than I had hoped, kind of in that sign. Still in the circle, though.
Oh my God.
Bummer.
Yeah, I ruined our star frame hopes there, gentlemen. That's on me. See Clayton slid right up to those logs. It's really a perfect drive. And seeing where Hunter ended up, I mean, he may have had a bit of a chance to skip in. Ending on that left side of the pin is unusual, I'd say.
All right, hole number 9, one of the harder par 3s out here.
Very difficult, very downhill. You're playing over a river that's out of bounds. The drone is taking, I think, the more natural fairway, which is almost a 90-degree right to left. A lot of players will try and saw that off and go down the river. I believe that's what we're about to see Clayton do. Yeah, trying to cut the corner. Hits a few, ends maybe 45 short, but over the river. So.
And that stream is laden with OB also.
Yeah. Here goes Hunter. Yeah, there is the forehand. All right. Also ends a little short, but still safe. Happy.
Trying to work the skip there, but it didn't work out too well.
Yeah, it hit the upslope in a weird way. We expected it to move more. Trying to follow their forehand line, also with a pig.
Angus.
And square up a tree. Directly into the center of the river. Not what you want.
I've always felt like this is a tough green to putt too. It's that the ground is very, very, very hard and usually tends to roll.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Even with the topography, you can get some brutal rolls.
Not many 2s on this hole.
Yeah, very few.
Clayton's got a pretty good look. He's about 50 feet.
Tries the stepper, doesn't quite go. My upshot was taken from the other side of the river. They didn't have a good angle for it, so I just jump putted up, hoping to save bogey at this point.
Too much.
Oh, and that looked so good out of the hand, and then got pretty scary because it went long down that hill. Here's Hunter's comeback. Great putt.
Oh, I needed that.
Good putt.
3 on this hole is fine. It's really one of those. It can get away from you pretty quickly.
All right. Well, serves me right.
And there you go.
All right, off to a fairly good start on this round.
Yeah, Hunter is scorching, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Clayton and Hunter, both tidy rounds. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the back 9.